Oops, I'm so sorry. I think a little wine spilled on you. But honestly, maybe this is a good thing. Now you have a reason to go home early. Because this place is not for people like you. I understand my place completely. I apologize for the inconvenience. I really should not have come.
Cancel the $2 million contract. Cancel everything, all of it, tonight. I was just humiliated at a dinner that was held for me. I just want to see the look on that snob's face when she finds out who I really am.
The red wine hit her face before she could speak a single word. Marina Voss had just placed her hand on the back of the empty chair, the one reserved for her at the head table, when the crystal glass tilted and the deep burgundy liquid came down in a slow, deliberate arc. It wasn't an accident. The woman holding the glass had looked her directly in the eyes before she poured. The room froze. Warm red wine ran down Marina's forehead, dripped from her jaw, soaked through the collar of her simple grey blouse. Somewhere behind her, she heard the sharp intake of breath from a waiter who didn't dare move. Around the long mahogany table, 12 executives in tailored suits sat motionless, each one suddenly fascinated by the silverware in front of them. Helena Vance set the empty glass down on the white tablecloth with the careful precision of someone who had rehearsed the gesture. "I'm sorry." She wasn't sorry. The smile confirmed it. "You must have startled me. The help usually enters through the side door." A quiet laugh from someone 2 seats down. A nervous one. The kind of laugh that only happens when someone is more afraid of the person laughing than of the person being humiliated. Marina didn't move. She didn't reach for her face. She didn't look around the room for sympathy, because she already knew she wouldn't find any. What she did was breathe in, out, slow. The wine continued to drip from her chin onto the marble floor, each drop landing in silence, loud enough for everyone to hear. Helena leaned back in her chair and crossed her arms with the relaxed authority of a woman who had never once been told no. "This is a closed dinner," she said, tilting her head, "for executives and partners, not—" She let her eyes travel from Marina's wet hair down to her shoes, the gesture taking its time. "Whatever you are." Marina finally moved. She reached into her blazer pocket, withdrew a small folded handkerchief, and pressed it against her face. Once, twice. She didn't wipe frantically. She patted. "I was invited," Marina said. "Everyone says that." Helena smiled at the table. The table did not smile back. "Security, Helena!" The voice came from the far end of the table. David Harmon, 61, silver-haired, one of the oldest partners in the firm. He hadn't looked up from his glass until now. "Let her speak." Helena's eyes moved to David with the cool displeasure of a woman who had been interrupted mid-performance. "David, this isn't—" "Let her speak." The room shifted almost imperceptibly. Something in the air changed. The kind of change you feel before you understand why. Marina lowered the handkerchief. A streak of red wine still marked the side of her neck. She didn't touch it. "My name is Marina Calloway," she said. "I'm here because I received an invitation to this dinner from the board. I believe there's a seat reserved for me." A sound from Helena. Short, dismissive. "That's a very common name." "It is," Marina agreed. She glanced at the placard at the head of the table, the one that read Calloway in clean black type. "And that's a very common mistake." Helena's smile didn't disappear, but it changed shape. Something behind it shifted, the way ice shifts just before it cracks. "You can't possibly—" Helena started. The board invited her. David's voice again, quieter this time, final. He was looking at Helena now with an expression she had never seen on him before. Tired, sad, done. "Marina Calloway. She acquired 42% of Calloway Meridian 3 weeks ago." He paused. "Which means she acquired 42% of everything you built your career on." Silence. Not the polite table manners kind of silence. The other kind. The kind that descends on a room when everyone realizes simultaneously that what they just witnessed cannot be taken back, cannot be explained away, and will be remembered in detail by every single person present for the rest of their professional lives. Helena's fingers moved to the stem of a new glass in front of her. She didn't pick it up. She just touched it. A small, unconscious gesture from a woman who suddenly needed something to hold on to. 42%, Helena repeated. Her voice had lost exactly one layer of its certainty. Effective as of last Thursday, Marina said. She pulled out her chair, and sat down. She placed the handkerchief, still faintly stained, on the table beside her place setting. Not hidden, visible. The paperwork is filed. The board has the documents. You're welcome to review them during a break. One of the younger executives, a man in his 30s who had laughed 2 minutes ago, had gone completely still. His face was the color of someone running internal calculations and not arriving at a good answer. Helena turned to David. You knew about this. I signed off on it, he said. We all did, except you. You were in Aspen. Another silence. The dinner, Marina said, not unkindly, was called to introduce me to the partners. I believe that's been accomplished. She reached for the wine list in the center of the table. I'd like to order something to drink, if no one objects. She looked at the list. Then, almost as an afterthought, she looked up. Something that stays in the glass this time. Nobody laughed. Nobody exhaled. Nobody moved at all. Helena Vance sat at the table she had dominated for 11 years, in the chair she had sat in longer than anyone else, surrounded by people who had laughed at her jokes and followed her lead and looked away whenever she went too far, and for the first time in as long as any of them could remember, she had absolutely nothing to say. The waiter approached quietly from the left. Ma'am, he said, directing himself toward Marina. What can I bring you? Marina set the wine list down. Champagne, she said, for the table. She didn't look at Helena when she said it. She didn't need to.